Scopes has been on fire. Melvin as well, just below him. We kind of mentioned some newcomers. Do we have any newcomers going into our final game?
I'm looking at this. I mean, I feel like Reflames was on that list already, but he's kind of made his way up just a little bit more. Praise kind of elevates himself. Ryda also now making his way up that leaderboard. So I don't know so much as newcomers, as we're just seeing, I think, some more of the people who maybe started that were kind of down towards 8th and 10th. Yeah. Now as you get ready to head into the last game, definitely kind of finding their footing and bringing themselves up.
I think I'm really glad to see Praise on here. Now, the community have been trying to convince me for a while that this guy belonged in the Rookie of the Year conversation. Now, of course, the pull at the top of that are Criminal God and Spam, in my opinion. I think there's a chasm between anyone else at that point. But everyone's been saying, look, Praise is the point of view that you really want to tune into. The fact that this team are in such a comfortable position to march on through to this afternoon is wonderful stuff. And it comes from the fact that Praise Believe and Jay Vela are running over a squad like Leviathan at Stronghold. And he's leading that line very well.
Looking at Scopes, our kill leader from BRS, also leading the pack. They have dominated today. They are the only team so far to break 100 points. An impressive stat line, given the fact we've only had 4 games, about to head into game number 5. BRS, one to keep your eyes on when we do head into the finals. They are guaranteed to make it at this point, being in first. So again, we go back to KFB, Leviathan, for fun. Let's throw AG into the mix. Heading back to Havens Hollow, you kind of started this conversation. Some teams are good on Rebirth, some teams are on Havens Hollow. So I'm going to put direct question, AG, KFB, Leviathan, who comes out ahead there when it comes to Havens?
It's really difficult for me to not say Leviathan, considering how good they've already looked there, but it has to be AG. Otherwise, this is the end of their tournament, and how we never really wrote that script. KFB, they struggled in those first 2, so I don't think it's that. Yeah, Leviathan come out ahead without question for me.
Well, if it is AG, then I mean, obviously they're on the chopping block, and this is a big roster. A lot of fans out there, big fan base as a whole, who have been struggling right throughout the entirety of the qualifiers. Birmingham, they've tried everything they possibly can, and they have been getting dominated. Changing up a landing spot too risky in Game 5, it's not working. They've got to do something.
I don't know it's a landing spot issue. That's the problem.
It's a team issue.
I think it's just a little bit of a team issue. They have multiple landing spots. They're landing Bard, they're landing Mini over by Research, and they haven't been able to figure out either of those. Those are 2 very good POIs that you can sort of kind of play out of, right? If no matter where the zone is starting to pull. So the only sort of rabbit out of the hat they might be able to pull a Twisted Minds, go Mansion. You know there's probably at least one team there. You can start to farm. If you need to flex on over to Pond, you can. If you want to try and look down towards Tin and maybe then kind of hit Research late, you could. The only problem is like when you change a drop spot like that, you might not have the information of what teams are in that area, who are you going to encounter on that rotation, things like that.
FIFA traditionally has been the anchor. Is he still acting as the anchor, and is Prodigy and Scumman just not picking up the kills where FIFA is holding his ground?
Yeah, in my opinion, this is a Prodigy Scumman issue, and it's been a problem all the way through this stage, essentially, and I feel for them because what a penny I'd give for the thoughts of these boys right now, because there's been a lot of talk about maybe replacing Prodigy on this roster. You come into a tournament like this with that hanging over your head, some players will feel that and come out swinging. It feels very much so like instead they might be crumbling.
Well, they might be crumbling or they might be thriving. There's only one more map to find out. Map number 5, back to Havens Hollow. Let's see what our top 8 will be.
Whew, all right, let's get it started, boys. One last map to end Group A before we get Group B hot in the seats. Would love to be able to see some of these teams that we are begging to have a good map, be able to come out, fire on all cylinders here back on Havens Hollow, and really impress us. I agree with you, Enigma, that Leviathan, obviously, through those first 2 maps, looked absolutely phenomenal on Havens Hollow, and with us going back after some lackluster games on Rebirth Island, they should feel pretty confident.
The question for me is whether or not, if you are KFB or AG Global, do you land Lumber? Do you just try and fight them on the drop or try and destabilize Leviathan? You know the amount of kills they're going to pick up if they get that for free, so it's a Hail Mary play, sure, but there must be a reason, first of all, why Leviathan are playing very well out of there. If you lay claim to it, you could walk away with a hell of a lot of kills, but also it's then just about upsetting them. Can we force them into their lowest performance on Havens so far today? If you do, that gives you your best chance to get through.
It's a great conversation. It's one we've been having in Warzone for many years. If you're one of these teams that kind of needs to take things into your own hands, do you do it? Do you land on somebody else just to try and manage to make it happen. I don't, listen, if I'm AG Global, these are three, very reminder, these are three talented players. They could go ahead and say, all right, we're challenging, have fun, we're landing lumber, we're going to try and get Leviathan out of here, and then steamroll that into a game from there.
Well, AG don't even really have a drop spot, so to speak. They kind of just go with the flow. Now, Chapel has kind of defaulted to that drop spot, but when you ask them, when you talk to them, Browning, the man who is their manager, you know, he's often saying, like, it's not necessarily home for us, and to be fair, it's a tiny area, so why would it be? Yeah. Go and contest. Go and force Leviathan to an awful game. At least if you don't get it through, off the back of that, you said you left everything on the table.
I'm going to say something a little rogue. It can't get worse than what you're already doing.
That is true.
Hey, at least if you're going to go out trying to chow a team, give us a little spice here in game number 5. We'd love to be able to see it. But here we go. Players flying on in. The planes have left Appalachia as we are getting ready for game number 5. Do or die for some heavy hitter squads. And we look, and where's AG going? Well, it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a contest at research. So going to feel good about this, but look at this, KFB, they've actually decided to land mini. So an area that you're maybe okay with, you're not going to be as comfortable to flex back on into. Hopefully you can play as a squad, run together as a duo, find these early kills you so desperately need.
Yeah, that's the win condition, essentially, for AG Global. There's a lot of players here. You've got to walk away with a hell of a lot of kills and then play for that placement multiplier and hope it does something for you if you're leaving Leviathan to do their own job. Low to say, going to be tucked in nearby. Trick decides to get active. It's a little bit shaky out of Prodigy, but you get there in the end, and Mills is going to try and activate off the back of it.
Yeah, my apologies. This was godlike, not KFB. Which actually makes this even more interesting. It's a little bit more firepower over here in this research area. But Prodigy does well. Plays a little bit of a heady on this AC vent. And you kind of can see it's just going to be PBJ. But let's go ahead. Let's do a listening. Let's see how these teams are feeling early on in game number 5.
It's only one guy PC, by the way, please.
Nah, it's two. Trick line the back. They're working for me now. They're playing for me. Yeah, they're running at me.
Trying to go over him. Yeah.
He's on that hill.
Why you're half out?
One on the hill. One's on the out left, bro. They're trying to work me hard. Hard work.
Almost to the far left. Almost to up in page.
The other one's on my close right.
Yeah. I'm looking. I can't see him. But yeah, he's like,
he's one shot. I'm sliding him.
Literally, but I've hit him down.
Only one in PC if you want to run away.
Contact, son. Down to my left. And under you. Yeah. Oh, wait. You got PA'd. Okay. That's two teams.
Yep. I got no play so. Yo, we can try and retake PC and just pull Lodi back there.
Yeah, we can get pushed. Play for kills.
Last chance for AG Global. They're getting mixy. They're getting active on that outside. FIFA kill on an island, but they're still finding the kills. Big fan of the way FIFA kill plays that. Not only the way he finds 2 kills, but the conversation he has. Let's give it a minute though, because Prodigy's got company. Finds Havoc, gets the crack, doesn't turn quickly enough. Knife comes out. Probably not what you wanted to do if you were Prod. But coming back to FIFA and that listening. Boys, I'm in trouble here. I need you to help me. He does get that out of Prod and Scummy. They look over, provide the coverage, and it lets FIFA pop off in the moment. Again, just interjecting with comms as and when he needs to, not necessarily smothering his teammates. Kind of letting them be a bit freer out there, but for Scummin and Prod, it's just not working right now. I love the way that they were kind of able to ISO some of those godlike members. FIFA Killer just doing a great job playing an angle, staying alive. But let's take a look at Mansion. We've seen a couple of these battles all day here. Berserker, fantastic last game on Rebirth. They looked okay on Havens earlier in the day. Can they make it happen here in this last final game? AG Global still kind of stuck in this research area. FIFA is just in such a weird spot right here. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody play that high ground corner. So he's a little bit stuck. Gotta let the teammates come on in. Down at Main Street, KFB. It's a huge game needed for them. They're gonna start to try and bring it to JDG. Kizzy in the stairs. He's gonna be able to kickstart that one. You're able to find Melvin. Already then start to see a couple of these teams about to butt heads down at the boat. It's for fun. It's Leviathan. Crimmy jumps on down. You're going to need some help from Z-Dark. You'll line on up to find Juju. And it's not looking like a great scenario here for fun. You got one more out in the water. That's flanked. It's got to be Bubble in from the skies. Spot protection will keep you alive for now. But Amir, he might be in a solid position. He's going to know exactly where Bubble has landed. Or early enough, Resurgence might be able to happen. But as that's going on, look at this KFB. They've been put into a little bit of a blender. I mean,
Curious to know how Bubble's doing, by the way, because if 4Fun go out there, they might well fall out. And actually, no, he's going to clean up Amir in the end. Kill feed gives us our answers. So just about stays up, and while Crimmy will trade that on out, likely the 4Fun stay alive in the moment. Take a look back to Berserker comfortably through. Trying to figure out exactly what it was that went wrong in the early maps of Haven's Hollow. Stepping up for what they will have to do later on in this tournament. PRS getting active on what we say in the kill feed. And for Berserker's just trying to get across the riverway, never an easy route to make. Reflame does enough to get to Tin, now trying to cover his boys out, but godlike, they see them and they want to hunt them down.
Keep my eye out on that kill feed. I'm trying to see every time I see a 4Fun come on up. We mentioned it, Leviathan, they were on the cut. They're already finding some good kills against another team that was just above them in 4Fun. If you're able to maybe get that early squad wipe, this could open up the map and really ensure that you're doing okay. Back on over here with HE Global, we mentioned he's a huge map, and already Scumman's on 3. It's not a bad way to start. You're going to work together alongside Prodigy. You land, you find Fools. You're able to take control of Mini yet again. It's still in zone as well. You and I talk about this all the time. You want to play this map north to south, so I'm not surprised to see them put so much energy on trying to control that research area.
Patience. The play from Juju means that Kizzy must be nearby. And just trying to anchor in for a moment for the roster, as Bubble is going to be pretty much center zone, likely just hunkering into electrical without his loadout and hoping for the very best. Got to find flanks back in. Juju's going to start to sail off into the distance there. How he wishes he could join him. Ooh, but you have company. Force is arriving.
You're going to hear some of these footsteps stomping around if you are Juju. You heard the parachute not too far away either. Fools is right on the south side. If Fools busts open this door, it's going to be tough, but it's going to be a 2x2 from KFB. Juju, he's going to go prone. In hand, lights up, finds one, and not going to be able to get the full or even try and get some tags in on the second. All 3 players from KFB are there flanked. He's playing these loadouts as a little bit of a heady, thinking that maybe he can get some shots onto one, but it's all 3 members. Bubble's still here on the other side, but flanked, he's got to be careful.
Yeah, the problem is if they take this rooftop, it doesn't even have a rotation out, and looking at that kill feed, there's yet more trouble to be had for his teammates. As Amir and Co lane way flanked us incredibly well to dolphin dive and hit the stim at the same time. That's going to keep him in the fight for now.
No.
Not for much longer, likely though, but long enough for Juju to spawn back in. Just trying to hold, praying to the gods. Well, one's going to arrive for you. It's Grimmy up over the top and cleans you out. So 4Fun continue to be in a blender here, hanging on for dear life.
Juju will be able to get his feet underneath him there at the lumber mill. As Leviathan, they understand, hey, we gotta fry out this game and get the placement, so they're continuing to move everywhere. JDG, it's been a great day for them so far, but you're already kind of put into a little bit of a mix-up. 4 already for FLS. Slappy gonna land on it. Oh, they are just gonna chow. Why not?
See you later.
Give me that loot. He's able to grab it. That's 4Fun. They've been able to regain.
It's top 10 now, so every kill becomes worth just a little bit more. Go from the 1x to the 1.2. 4Fun somehow still alive in this and actually have control over the mill with a buy station.
Yes.
Not much money in the pocket, but certainly the opportunity to stabilize at least. Bubble will have a Voyak to play with, so that's at least something godlike out of here. PBJ laying the sword. Criminal God going to send another team out of this. Toff and Co, likely the end of your afternoon. Cheers for showing up in Atlanta, gentlemen. And you still have complete control over lumber and stacks, 2 buy stations, a hell of a lot of space, and a great place to not only make it through to this afternoon, but to make a statement here on Havens.
Hey, Leviathan, they're making it happen. Criminal God only with 9 was crazy. We said they needed the kills. You see KFB, they're just trying to maybe stay alive. And as we look on over, B-Mark's only got 1. You need more. Taking down 4Fun might be a little bit of your path into that top 8, but it is a huge ask. We do have Fools on 5. You can see they're kind of trying to set up a little bit of a cross here, but a 4Fun, I think they're more than happy to wait down below, but Leviathan start to move in.
B-Mark's going to have the height to look over this, but does he expect Leviathan to shoot him in the back? And I think he's been forced inbound. Certainly a calm before the storm. B-Mark's up and over. You will have heard that. If you are 4Fun, actually looks over to see Criminal God, cracks him, then being shot in the back, just about gets down in time. Fools, Kizzy, laying low, begging anyone to step out and give them a freebie.
Anybody going to do so? Zone will pull away from this mill area. All of these teams have to find a way on in. Fools down through the stairs. Bubble flank to Juju. They'll line on up. You take down Kizzy and Fools. B-Mark at least going to be able to get the full, but he's not going to be able to stay alive for long. Flanked will cut you down, but JDG, here's all these gunshots happening. They know there's got to be a team over here. Only 2 more squads need to drop. For Fun would love to be able to make it to the top 5. You'll lose flanked at the hands of FLS. It's now just Juju. He's alive. He's playing his life. You just gotta hang on.
It'd be wise to not shoot at anything for a moment here, to simply pause, allow that top 5 to come through. But does line up a snipe, Klax in the back. But that's giving away your position now. They're going to turn and face, and the problem is, if you wanted top 5, well, you got to hope that everyone else takes shots at each other. Braxton's found him here, by the way, in the kill feed.
Yeah.
We'll get the confirm as well. So it's BRS in prime location. Dark Hole on his own, going to be swarmed. Riders on the outside right. Braxton's just trying to clock him into this corner. You will get out, but don't have anyone in support. And honestly, Leviathan, you will more than likely march on through, considering the number of kills that you have, but might be the end of your run right here.
Yeah, I mean, BRS, they're absolutely through. They don't have to worry about anything. Just about finding those kills. Z-Dark, though, he gets lost. Slides on out, finds Brax, but Reflame. He's moved on over into Cole. Leviathan out in 7th, not top 5. It's only a 1.2 multiplier for them. Guess who's still here? Juju. He doesn't have any stims to his name. He is 1 HP. He is begging one more team to fall, saying, I just need to get to that top 5. Let me do what I need to for my team. As he's there. But look who's still alive in name. AG Global is here.
The zone pull is awful for every team on the south. They're going to have to rotate across towards the north through no man's land. AG Global are waiting. The problem is there's a lack of kills here. So you just got to find everything in front of you right now. This is your last dance, your last chance to see yourself through this afternoon. You have top 6. You need one more team to die for the multiplier. But I tell you what, I'm looking at FIFA kills. 3 kills. You need so much more. PA in pocket, but you get back down from the rooftops of Research.
PBJ, they're on that top of Research. We saw them in the kill feed, and For Fun is wiped in 6th. They will not get the 1.4 multiplier. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, into the top 5. Game number 5. Ryder will get dropped. BRS wiped. Berserker Clan continuing to move on forward. You're in the gas. AG Global, they have the opportunity to kind of hold this, but Castillo, he rips Scum in on down. FIFA Kill will slide on out. Stim will keep you on up. You get the trade. One last member still here, but FIFA Kill, you're now stuck on the outside, but a PA will rip across. Looks like you get the knock onto Izund. That is there. AG Global, they have to win this if they want even a hell of a chance.
FLS fighting Izund over towards security. It's actually going to be PBJ and Berserker rotating in from Research. PBJ likely in your best position, but actually Reflame might find a route in through the back. Surprise FLS and send them out of here. JDG's done, but Reflame's about to arrive. Potentially spoil the party. No, J Bella gets the confirm onto Izund. 2v2 then to close it out.
You need this if you're AG. Backs against the wall. Praise swings wide, finds Prodigy. It's just FIFA Kill. Legacy on the line. It's a 1v2, but guess what? Praise, J Bella, they're not going to try and give you a series of 1v1s. FIFA Kill does his best. It's not able to happen, and you get a little couple extra love taps right there at the end onto FIFA Kill. PBJ win game number 5. And man, they might have just kind of let AG Global know what they think about them potentially not making it into our open finals.
No, for certain. I think if we were looking at the rosters that we were expecting to make it through this lobby, PBJ would have been towards the bottom end. We'd have thought they'd have been one of the teams
For sure.
scraping on through and just about getting themselves enough in the late stages, but a dominant showing on land, feeling very comfortable. For AG Global, unfortunately, we can't say the same. Now, of course, not official, but I think considering the number of kills that we saw there, it's incredibly unlikely.
Unless Scum and Prod went nuclear and we just didn't see.
I don't think so, man. I don't think so. So unfortunately, despite your efforts here in the last stand, and it is great work, but it's just too little too late. You're playing through this no man's land. You haven't kept an eye on Cole for long enough. Scumman's pinned against the wall. You've been so worried about the players' top Research. For me, the PA comes in a little late to get impact, sure, but I feel like you could have backed PBJ down earlier with that and given yourself a route to control the rest of the map.
No, listen, man, you're the best at breaking it down, and I agree with you, okay? AG Global, I think you said it best. It's a little too late. I love the ideas. I love their playing. I mean, they stood over here forever, but even just from the very beginning where they were getting those shots across, it looked great. I think the fact that basically Praise here towards the end gets this free just swing, and then the ability to take down Prod is kind of just where it happens, right? We get down to this 2v2. Javella just playing insecurity. Yeah, it's just Praise right here. It's just FIFA kills not in it. Like, to me, FIFA needs to be a little bit wider there. Watch that swing, because they can easily take down Praise and say, all right, it's just a 2v1 against Javella. All we have to do is just play trades, and it's just FIFA kill. He's just stuck on the low ground and no opportunity. He saw a couple little extra love taps come in there at the end. AG Global, they tried their best, but Praise, Javella, Believe, PBJ, they're going to take the win.
Great stuff from them. And again, a reminder a little bit of why they belong here.
Yeah.
It's like every scrim we've seen, they've been towards the bottom end of the board. Every single opportunity that they've had, they've not really taken it. Believe, he's been around for a long time now. He's played on the World Series of Warzone stage. I mean, goddamn, that's where that photo is from.
Yeah.
So he and Jay Vela, I mean, it's a case of, all right, well, we want to step up and deliver. But again, Praise, he's been brought up so often as the player they've really got to watch out for this year. I've kind of dismissed that for a while. All of a sudden, I'm going, all right, you're showing me a couple of things that are perking my ears. So
yeah.
This is great out of him. This is exactly what you want to see. Of course, nice and loose towards the end of this day. They knew they were through well before this, and closing out that map 5, a statement moment.
Young gun on land. That's what you like to see. Team having a little bit of confidence here. Ending, of course, Lobby A very comfortably. Love being able to see what they have that's there. Taylor, fantastic game number 5. I mean, I don't know. I can't wait to see what this leaderboard is going to look like.
You know, it's going to be a wild one, isn't it? I mean, coming into it, we had, what, 3 14s we were looking at. You know, you had starting in 10th place AG, then KFB, Leviathan, and then For Fun. All of those teams were knocking on the door of elimination, right? The battle was for that 8th place spot realistically, because everybody else was kind of already too far gone, looking forward to the finals, and really this was just a bonus game to get additional confidence under their belts. Coming into it, AG has this massive battle like they typically do. They've got 2 teams that end up landing on them, and one of them was Godlike, who ended up having an incredible game and a wonderful finish.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, Godlike have... I will be honest with you, coming into this event, I really wasn't sure what version of Godlike we were going to see, purely because of the issues that they faced internally. Again, a reminder that Intex realistically was expected to be dropped from this roster and has just managed to get themselves through here. He's come out and had a great performance, but across the board, I think all 3 of those players standing up and delivering. So they've still got some work to do. There's still a lot of Warzone to be played this weekend, but it'd be interesting conversations if they continue like this.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think the fact that they come on in here, they play well, they win 2 games, like these are the type of things that you like to see for, like you said, a team that's coming in with some questions. Say, hey, we got the chem on lock there in Lobby 1. Let's go ahead. You're going to have a little bit of a break before you got to play later in the open finals. So you maybe do some research, prep a little bit there, figure out what you can be able to make on happen. Godlike looking very good.
At one point, we were asking Berserker Clan, would they do enough to even qualify top 8? Well, that last game comfortably put them in the running, and this game was honestly really good for them, too. I think they're going to finish very comfortably within the top 8 for sure. JD Gaming as well, another knockout roster.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, look, JD Gaming, realistically, they're a team that, and we saw a real purple patch from them online, right? They're actually winning scrim lobbies that included Falcons, Twisted Minds, and so on. They've been great throughout periods. Their ceiling is there. Sometimes their floor can really be their undoing. They've not allowed that to get the better of them here. And JD Gaming in particular, you know, you're looking at Melvin and Slappy to lead that line. We want to see that cohesion. We saw a little bit of it in the online stages. Much better this time out. FLS, he's an anchor that gets involved at the right moments, but much more of a dictator throughout the opening stages. And I think that Melvin and Slappy are now finding themselves much more comfortably inside that setup.
Nice to see AG in the top 2 here anyways, but was it a little bit too late? I think so. Of course, we'll wait for the official tally with the scoreboard, but Team Believe did a great job getting first place here. Berserker as well, solidifying what they have. And For Fun, by the way, big note on them, another roster that we were keeping our eyes out on. Coming into this game, they were in 7th place. Relatively lower scoring game, 19.2. KFB right behind them, 14.4. These were 2 teams in a running for top 8.
Yeah, I mean, if you were For Fun after that lackluster Rebirth game, you had to have just a solid Last Haven solo game, and they're feeling very comfortable on this map, but just in that game, I don't know what happens. It's just a little bit too much aggression. You get flip-flopped, and it's only 9.6 points that's there, and I love that you bring up teams like Leviathan and KFB, who they were kind of battling with that set, because they actually have pretty solid games.
What about Lotus 8? Another not a good game, right, coming out. Map number 5, now leaving it up to chances to the other rosters, hopefully underperforming so they don't get passed up.
No, without a shadow of a doubt. As soon as the leaderboard started to roll down there, it was a little bit of a case of, well, hang on a minute, that's single-digit points. You weren't in a completely comfortable position, and as such, that does leave it out of your hands a little bit. You're kind of hoping to do the math. You're trying to do it yourself. Go around, check, hey, boys, how many kills did you get? Let me know. Because they are now going to very nervously for this final leaderboard to find out if they are making that cut through. And Lotus 8 are a team that we're talking about in Birmingham. They got through to land finals. If they'd have placed in the same position here in Atlanta, there's a chance they make EWC. So what a disappointing performance it would be if they then fall out now.
It definitely would be. It would be heartbreaking, given how much we have hyped them up throughout the qualifiers. But after all, it's up to them to decide if they want to be top 8 or not. You know, it was 5 games, quick 5 games for some, especially if you're in the regain blender. It's hard to regain going from game to game to game as they did. 5 games, man. It is hard to regain. Period.
Blink and you'll miss it. I feel like we just started like an hour ago. It feels like, you know, and it's like already, you know, like, and I think that's the reality. If you are one of these Lobby B teams who is sitting in the stands, I saw a couple people watching Lobby A. You have to realize, like, once you're in, it's going to go quick, and you're not going to have a chance. Like, hopefully your mental fortitude is on lock, because if you go down, that mental gets chalked early. It's going to be really tough to try and reset it.
I just want to say, by the way, side note, aside from the games, DreamHack has been absolutely wonderful. We're here in person, and the crowd has been electric, really. We've been having them pop by, checking them out, the games, screaming, supporting. But now they get a chance to do it again, because here's our Group A final leaderboard, and For Fun will skate by, along with Lotus 8 in 8th and 7th place.
Yeah, we talk about destiny out of your own hands. You can now breathe a sigh of relief, gentlemen, because you just about get over that line. Lotus 8, For Fun towards the bottom. Honestly, wouldn't have predicted that coming into today. BRS towards the top, sure, we all saw that coming, but Team Believe and Berserker Clan really upsetting the odds there in 3rd and 4th for me. Incredible performance from them. If they can continue that momentum in through to the evening session, they're teams that can definitely make it Sunday now.
Well, one team that is missing, however, we had a lot of questions, AG Global. They do not break into top 8. We knew, though, coming into the final game, they were going to have to pull off a miracle run. 2nd place was good, but the kills simply weren't. And for KFB, top 8 for the longest time, Dandro, but they fall short in the end.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of one of those situations. We said it. You can't have a bad game, and for KFB, it was just a little bit too much. I mean, they're just right behind For Fun, right? A couple more kills. This is what I say all the time, right? When we have these 5-game series, and you're looking at how close it is, it's literally the difference of 1 or 2 kills over 5 games. Or you get an additional multiplier. Exactly. I think if you're For Fun, for example, you started off so great. You had those just absolute stinker games. You have to go back and figure it out, because I'm looking at that rebirth where you're getting just in a blender at Turbine. That happens too often for them. You cannot let that happen. You have to figure out maybe a little bit of a different strategy how you can hold the line.
So, Enigma, now looking at our top 8 teams, we'll be seeing them later on today. They've got 6 maps to try and qualify for EWC. What's the next step for them? Obviously, Dandro pointed out for some, it's back to the drawing board, figure some things out. For others, though, who have been dominating, maybe business as usual.
Yeah, I think you're right to talk about it in this way. It's got to be VOD review. You've got a couple of hours now if you are going to be... Oh, it doesn't matter which team you are. It doesn't matter if you're at the top. There's going to be things that you can fix, things you can prove on to march on through. Like BRS, yeah, you've had a great afternoon. Your rebirth wasn't as good. So go back and find out exactly why. If you are the teams towards the bottom 4 fun, I love that you bring it up. They're going to get that contest that they've so often lost at Turbine. I wonder, though, if you end up with a lobby that's not got anybody in it that's going to fight you there, because with AG Global now out of the picture, they might be able to build themselves back into things a little better. But even still, when you think about Havens, they've been playing out of Bold, they're getting landed on by Leviathan. We know they will be in that later lobby, so they've got to go, okay, how do we counter this situation?
That's right. Good news is, though, this was only Group A, and we still have Group B to come. And for Group A, they're done now. So for those top 8 teams, sit back, relax, regain, but more importantly, research, because Group B is about to play, and Group A is going to be able to do some VOD review, which is absolutely wonderful. Incredible job coming out from the top 8 teams. For those that fell a bit short, maybe a secondary chance. As far as I know, Berserker was the only one who was at risk of not being able to qualify for EWC, period. Their chances are still alive. For the others, though, who didn't qualify, AG including Dandro, they still have a chance with the online qualifiers.
Yep, you still have some online qualifiers for North America and EU. So like you mentioned, for a couple of those rosters, if you didn't manage to make it happen here in Atlanta, you still have one more shot. And we talked about it even here. You're going to be missing a lot of the top teams from the region. We're qualifying a lot through Birmingham. them. We were going to qualify a lot here this weekend in Atlanta. There's a really strong opportunity for some of those mid-pack teams to still make it to the Esports World Cup.
Absolutely. Any big surprises? Obviously, teams, we've talked about that, but watching the players play on LAN, did you see a little bit of extra energy, extra trash talk? Did the LAN experience disappoint?
I think definitely not disappointing. No, it's absolutely wonderful to be here. Let's make that straight. But I think I'm very surprised by just how comfortable BRS looked out here. Fantastic online, but we've talked about it. That doesn't necessarily translate. Come out, put up a huge game one. They were looking comfy from there on out. And if I'm one of those teams waiting in Sunday's finals or one of the teams in Group B, I'm kind of looking over and going, hang on a minute, I don't want to be fighting these guys. I'm going nowhere near them.
Wait, we got packs, though, all day long, and you have a chance to get kitted up out there in the game. Of course, we've already looked, I think, at 3 of them, still deciding on which one I truly want. This is one of those in the run. You want that because, of course, you want the turret. I know, you're a dirty turret player.
I am, man. All the way back since NW2, baby. We pop down a sentry gun. You can farm noobs with it, man, and now you can do it in style.
That's right. Helping hands, finishing move. That's what I'm about to do to you if you throw a turret down on the ground to me. I'm just saying, Haptic Rain Mastercraft, pick it up. It's available now. Tracer packs, we keep it going. We've got plenty more as well for you all out there to end up grabbing. Like I said, I got plenty of COD points, still deciding on which one I want. If you want to also support your Call of Duty teams, you have that ability as well. You've got the 2026 League Pack. Wonderful. This was actually being used yesterday. We had a chance, all of us, to cast a little bit of the CDLC and D-Stream, which was wonderful, watching the home and away operators skins. You know, you got to love the supports. I mean, it never ends.
I'm a big fan of the league packs where they bring out like the I'm beaming cards, the hard carry, but also the nice try sprays. They do a great job of just kind of a lot of these like kind of like things that you would say in game and kind of and maybe rile up your opponents a little bit.
That's right. Ninja Diffused available now. We like our Ninja Diffusers, and it's all black. So I mean, you want to talk about stealthy? It's definitely stealthy.
This is a Rose 2.0 we're about to have. Maybe this could be a new skin to Rocky in Warzone. Sorry if I just unleashed that on the community. My apologies, but that's why I'm gonna pick up this one maybe because I like being stealthy a little bit. You know,
stealthy, man. It's Danjo. It's hard for you to be a little bit stealthy. I'd say that, but at least in game though, Ninja Diffuse, you have that ability to do so. I'm picking up one of them. Which one's it going to be? We'll find out. A great day so far. Plenty more to come, obviously. Group B is about to come up, and I think it's time to get a little sneak peek as to who we could be expecting and who we are expecting to go all the way. Let's start it. Start anywhere you want. I'm going to start Vitality. Skullface, of course, because as soon as I saw that, I said, you know, I got to shout him out. You know I love Skullface. Been supporting him since the very beginning. But, boys, let's run through it. Maybe we'll start with you.
I think there's a really interesting storyline to kick things off early here. Youngsters back from the grave. This guy's unretired for the 19th time now, but joins up with one prospect. So hopefully FaZe can do something to get themselves over the line. But I think my main conversation here, as a European GK Esports, Lays, Decky, Stukex, this has been a rough year for a roster that was so good last year. Gotta step it up now.
I think one that I'm really excited to watch play is actually Team, they're actually called Team Blatant, right? And Thomas Delirious and Cynics. I mean, that team has been kind of shooting a little bit, right?
I was about to say something else.
No. They have been shooting. I want to be very clear. They're shooting. I've been really, really good. But also, it's that NIP roster, man. War is getting moved to a coach. We're now bringing in Showstopper as well. I mean, this is so many different just changes happening between Birmingham and now. It's going to be very, very exciting to see how these teams can do in this lobby.
For the sake of swag, FaZe Esports, let's perform today. Let's do very well. All right? He's been doing his watch parties, and man, it is hard to see him get disappointed. Swag, I'm sure the boys are going to do just fine. There it is. Group A completely finished. Group B about to come by. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back.
Lock in, load up, and let's make history. Target from above, the shots are firing. Fights coming thick and fast and furious. Today is about legacy. Guess what? You thought you were safe? Everyone who's falling into this guy's sights is dying. Twist and Might! They do it to the very end! It was patience all the way through!
It's media day here at World Series of Warzone. I'm Gojo, I'm going to be casting, but today I'm interviewing some folks. In this, though, we're going to be third-partying some players, catching them by surprise. So we're going to run around and see what they're doing and catch them in the act. Let's go. All right, we're about to go third party, the makeup room. I think somebody's getting makeup right now. I see players running into there. Let's just see what happens. Let's just come on. Oh, beautiful timing. We got people all over the place. Gentlemen, you're on camera. Look, we're third partying you in the makeup room. Let's start right here. We've got the wonderful Scummin. It's great to see you in person, by the way.
Everyone,
how you doing?
good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you liking media day so far?
You know, we just got in here. We're about to take photos, and I'm excited. I mean, I'm ready for tomorrow.
My question for you is this: are you guys winning?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's another question for you: are you top fragging?
Yeah.
Okay. Another question for you: are you shooting bodies?
Yeah. I'm getting toxic.
Okay. Give me 2 names of people you're shooting bodies today.
Jukies and Destroy.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really know what to say off that, but okay, look forward to seeing me shoot some bodies back then.
Okay, bodies are being shot. All right, let's move over here. Jukies, I got a question for you, Jukes.
Yeah.
Whose body are you shooting?
His, of course, coming, of course, yeah, every time I kill him.
Okay, we got to keep moving. Best player here, worst player here. You are an analyst for World Series of Warzone. This will go everywhere. Who's the best player here and who's the worst player here? You don't even need to tell me why. You just pick.
Best player here, Hisoka. Has to be Hisoka. Guy's absolutely out of this world. Worst player here, goddamn, that is a difficult one. I'm going to say Scummin.
Good answers. All right, I got to run. We got more people to talk to, all right? You do your thing. Good luck with your interviews. You're going to do great. Love you too. I see Hector. Let's go. I got a camera crew, bro. I got to ask you some questions.
What's up, man?
Okay, look, I heard you got an interview with the Falcons earlier.
I did.
How much trash were they talking?
Oh, listen, man, I'm gonna tell you, there wasn't just simple trash talk. These guys are gonna piss off the Warzone community, piss off the EU community, and most importantly, they're gonna piss off the CDL community. So let me tell you, there was a lot of trash talking.
Dude, I've got to ask you, how many games are we playing day 2?
Oh, man, I'll be honest, it's one or the other. This is not going 5 games, 6 games. This is going, they're finishing it in 4, or this is going 10 games. No in between.
When the Falcons get to match point, I know you want your boys to win, but when they get to match point, what are your words to 21st all the way down to 40th?
Hey, man, we've been saying this for the last 6 months. If y'all are 20th, 21st through 40th, and you're not trying to chalk them in some way, what are we here for? You know what I'm saying? I love them, and we need this to be interesting. Like, people have been scared for the last 6 months. Now's the time.
$1 million on land. Hector, have a fun watch party, bro. Much love. All right, I got to go third party some more people. Cheers. Oh, shoot, wait. We got the gentleman. Gentlemen, it's Cloud9 time. Look, okay, I know you guys are doing tech stuff. I got cameras. I got some questions asked really quick. You guys can get set up in a second. Supermodel girlfriend, she here?
She's really busy right now. She's in Turks and Caicos right now with some like low-tier rapper named Aubrey. But he's got a plane though, which is pretty cool.
Sure.
So it's like, it's fine. She's busy. And like, she has her own life. I got mine. But overall though, we're doing phenomenal.
Dude, I like that. Turks and Caicos sounds like a pastry. Speaking of pastry, my man, Bread, I've got a really important question for you. Are you going to snipe?
I'm glad there's 2 days for this event because I haven't been sniping recently, but at the same time, it's always something I could pull out, so I'm going to have a little out. We'll see.
You, my friend, do sometimes shoot bodies, and you sometimes get a little aggro, which I like, by the way. It makes great content. Who are you going after? I mean, it's Cloud9 versus the world, but is there a specific team that you're like, I'm shooting that body every time?
Yeah, Nate Dogg and Roll and Destroy. That team, it's every time. Every time I see them, it's on site.
Okay, I respect that play. Put them in the dirt, as they say, I guess. We're in the elevator. We're going up to the player lounge. We're going to try to get a couple more interviews here, see what's going on behind the scenes. Oh, shoot. This is a big one. I'm going off script. Almond, my man, you're representing the Falcons. Your story getting here is unbelievable. Did you think you'd be here at this moment playing with this team?
Well, I knew I was going to be in Vegas for Vegas.
Sure.
I didn't think I was going to be playing.
Yeah.
Somehow I ended up playing.
Unfortunately, Crims, we love him. Fantastic player, couldn't make it. And so they called on the energy of the almond, I suppose. What do you think you're bringing to the table for this team? Kind of what's the strat going into this weekend?
Yeah, I'm just trying to bring that veteran